BB 851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 26.
It's time to take a look at Boeing with the latest updates and news surrounding the aircraft manufacturer. However, the focus today centers around some exciting developments surrounding their aircraft and future demand forecasts, which also shows some promising signs for Boeing moving forward into the next decade and an improvement on last year. Let's begin though with the main topic, with regards to the 737 MAX aircraft. The news surrounding the 737 MAX comes from recent announcements of Boeing's orders and deliveries, something that a lot of people, including myself, have been keeping close tabs on. Boeing noted that following their long-term grounding of the 737 MAX, they are slowly but surely getting through their enormous backlog of aircraft that need to be delivered in the future. However, what is the biggest news for Boeing is that of whitetail aircraft, something you may not have actually heard of. So what exactly is a whitetail aircraft? Whitetails are related to aircraft within the aviation industry, but also can extend to other types of aerospace that have been built but are yet to be sold to customers. Therefore, they do not have an end destination and are simply sitting at the aircraft manufacturer's base of operations. Industry sources with thanks to Reuters announced that 200 plus jets that were known as whitetails have now been cleared. These were aircraft that were left over during the MAX crisis and the pandemic, which saw countless operators cancel their aircraft at the last minute, some even as the aircraft that they were set to receive were built and expected to head to said airline. Whitetails, though, are not completely uncommon. While they are not the most common sight within the industry, for big aircraft manufacturers like Airbus, Boeing, and even sometimes Embraer, there will always be whitetails looking for a new home. With Boeing's successful few months with orders, things are indeed looking up. So now let's move on to their forecasts, which has most definitely made headlines in the past 48 hours or so. Debates have continued to rise at just how long it'll genuinely take for demand to return to pre-pandemic levels. And while here on the channel I continuously assess comments from airlines and airlines forecasts, it's time to move across to aircraft manufacturers and that of Boeing's thoughts. They believe that the forecast, at least for the next decade, will be below pre-pandemic levels for them, emphasizing the extent of the repercussions felt worldwide. Boeing sees a total of about 19,333 deliveries over the next 10 years, which is indeed up over 1,000 from the previous year's forecasts. That's one of the main takeaways, with their 2020 forecast being slightly less promising than this year's forecast. Of course, this is being heavily influenced by the vaccine, which is allowing for destinations to open up around the world slowly but surely. Boeing believes worldwide that in 2022, domestic travel will be at pre-pandemic levels. Meanwhile, international will follow in 2024. However, for regional traffic, that'll slot perfectly in between the two at 2023. To what extent international travel can be reinstated remains to be seen in the following 3 years, but for some airlines, 2024 will be a step too far. When I say that, I mean regarding their survival, if their entire operations are hinged on international travel. Boeing is predicting, however, a strong freight sector over the coming decade, with lots more freighter aircraft needed in the future, and this is to be expected. There's no doubt they'll also be assessing new freighter options, following Airbus confirming they will be going ahead with their A350 freighter as they attempt to capture more of the market. You could definitely argue for Boeing, this is the first time in a very, very long time they're really dealing with any sort of competition, if you will, for the freighter market. This is something for Boeing that they have a huge, and I want to emphasize, a huge hand on. They are completely unrivaled and have been for a significant period of time. While Boeing has had alternatives, it's come nowhere close to that of what we've seen over at Boeing. While Airbus has had alternatives, it's come nowhere near that of Boeing. It's only something now they're going to be working on. What are your thoughts on just some of the many topics that I have discussed here in this video, from the whitetail aircraft being cleared to Boeing's upcoming forecast for the next decade? Feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. I'd like to thank you very, very much for tuning into this video, and I will see you next time.